Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Diamond Spotlight interview. I am Barbara Beckley, the founder of the Diamond Factor LLC, where the mission is to empower people, especially women, to understand their PPD, their purpose, passion, and drive. And this platform is to make sure to increase their visibility and shine like a diamond in the world day. So today we are spotlighting a wonderful, and I call all the women that I interview is Queen Diamonds. So Bracha Goetz is the author of 38 books that helps children's souls shine. She is also the author of a um, candid, candid memoirs about overcoming food addiction joyfully. And all of her books you can find are found on Amazon. And I want to welcome this wonderful queen. How you doing this morning?
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you, lady. You look wonderful. You look beautiful. I love the hair. I love the top. I love everything. So we're just going to get right into it. I want our audience, I want the listeners to really get to know you because that's one thing is I like to have, and I call it, you have a diamond in you and you have that diamond. So as I was reading your bio, it was truly awesome, as I mentioned in your bio, where it said you're an author of 38 books that focus on bringing you out the beauty out of soul concerning children. So can you please explain what inspired you to start all those children's books?
Yes, I wasn't brought up actually believing in like spirituality, understanding that we have a soul. And I think from the age of 12, I started searching spiritually. I couldn't believe that this was all there was to life, to get up, to eat, to go to work, to make money, to eat, to go to work, to make money. I mean, that couldn't be it, just going on and on like that. There has to be something more, like another dimension to life, deeper dimensions. So I was searching spiritually for years until I actually into a whole bunch of different religions. Actually, until I came back to my own heritage at 22, which was awesome to discover that there was a tremendous amount of spirituality in my own heritage, which I never knew about, and it was like it was really like diamonds. It was like I found a treasure of diamonds. That's what I found, and it's really been lighting up my life ever since. So I wanted to write books for children, like children can understand the deepest stuff if you explain it in a concrete way. So that's what I do. I do it like in a joyful way, in a delightful way. I explain the deepest stuff to children. I write the kind of books I wished I had when I was a child, when I was searching for so many years. An example is like The Invisible Book. The Invisible Book is about all the things, so many things we believe in that are invisible, like
Mm.
gravity, like our thoughts, our feelings. These are all invisible. Like even the wind, it's invisible. These all have a powerful effect on our lives, and yet they're invisible. So then, why is it so far fetched to believe that we're all souls, that we're all spiritual beings clothed in bodies? We look like physical beings, but invisibly there's so much more to us. And that's what I'm explaining in all different ways in my books about the spiritual part of us. I'm bringing that out so that we could all be aware that we're spiritual beings early on in life, and that makes life so much richer throughout life. Once, if we get that early on, we'll have that for the rest of our lives.
And that's what I love about your books because, like you said, it's taking the younger, much younger, the children, and starting from there to getting them to understand. And I love your books because they have the illustrations are so just vivid, and it explains the most simplest way where anyone can understand. So I have to give you so much. I mean, and you deal with all different situations when it comes to children. So and you make it easier for them, I feel like, to understand certain things about understanding who they are and what they're about and what they can do. And, just don't dream, but you can be certain things. So I'm loving every minute of it. 38 books. I'm still like, wow.
Yeah, well, it's not as hard as it sounds because they're not that long. They're picture books, so they don't take me a long time to write. And here, I'll show you one here.
Yeah,
This is I Want to Be Famous.
yeah,
This is about a boy who wants to be famous. Like so many children, they want to be famous. So he becomes famous overnight. And the way anybody could nowadays, someone happens to take a YouTube video of him and he becomes famous, viral video all over the place overnight. But guess what? He loses his fame just as quickly as he got it.
oh,
And then he discovers that there is, this is about you, an inner spotlight, a spotlight that he really discovers the diamond inside of himself. So then when you discover the diamond within, you can shine forever. That's it. So that's
yes.
that's really what I want to give children, and that's it. You can have this forever. Now, I have one book about let's appreciate everyone.
Mhm.
It's teaching children how to interact with other children that have disabilities. Now, we don't know how, and we actually need to sensitize children. How do you interact with someone with a disability? Like, for instance, if another child's in a wheelchair, sit down next to them. Don't be standing up way above them. Sit in a chair so that you can communicate on the same level. If you meet someone who's blind, right away come up, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Bracha Goetz. How do you do? And I'd like to get to know you. And let's say you see a child with some disability. Instead of staring, is another 5-letter word: smile. That means so much to a child with a disability, for someone to smile. I mean, everyone loves to have a smile. Everyone loves to be smiled, but especially children with disabilities who get stared at much more than they get smiles. And to include children whenever possible, to invite them, especially children that have invisible disabilities where they just don't know how to socially interact too well and they don't get along with people so well. Include them, invite them to your party. They almost never get invitations. It means the world to them to have a play date and things like that, whatever we could do. So this book helps children especially, and adults as well, to learn how to interact. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm loving that because with your books, like you said, it's dealing with the children, but when the parents or other adults are reading, we get a lot out of it too. It's like a revamp of like, wait a minute, I need to be. Hopefully, I'm doing that. Hopefully, I am respecting and
Exactly.
understanding people with different disabilities and stuff, and to treat them and respect them. So I mean, this is one of the examples. So yes, so the book helps in both areas. They help in both
It,
areas.
exactly right. Exactly. We can simplify things for everybody, adults and children. We all need things seem so complicated, but there are certain simple truths that everybody can gain from.
Yes,
Exactly.
definitely. Definitely. Thank you so much. Now, you have another book that includes memoirs about overcoming food addiction, joyfully titled Searching for Good in the Garbage. Please share what drives you to write this book concerning, transformation experience that you want to share with others.
Exactly. It's so interesting what you said. You said the title of the book is Searching for Good in the Garbage when it's God in the garbage, but that's really what it is. It's searching for good in the garbage. No, but that's
Yes.
really what it's about. I was searching for what was thrown away. I was searching for
Mm.
what still had value that has been tossed in the garbage. That's what I was searching for. So basically, I had eating addictions for years. And the book is like, it's a compilation of my diaries and then my journals as I got older and letters that I wrote to people. So
Mm.
basically, it starts from age 12 and it goes to age 32. it's not that big a book though. I just put in like the main stuff. And so you can see the development of the food addictions and then how I overcame them. And it's really interesting because you experience it's not like a regular book because you experience like the gradual development and then the healing. So I didn't even understand how I healed from the addictions until I've discovered my diaries, and then I noticed the thread that was going through them, and I figured out what was going on. It was spiritual nourishment that I was starving for. And when a person is starving, nothing can, it's like there's a bottomless pit. Nothing can fill the person up. So until they get the nourishment that they're really craving. So for instance, like when a person, let's say they're eating, especially at night, people have, they eat like a whole box of chocolate chip cookies while they're watching a TV show or something, like that, or a bag of potato chips. The reason is because they want more pleasure in their life. Food provides immediate pleasure. So it's an easy pleasure. And so it's the most common addiction that there is because people develop addictions when they need more pleasure in their life. That's basically the bottom line. So if we can fill our lives with more and more pleasure, there's no more need for the addiction. It gets crowded out because our lives are full enough already. So here's how it goes. There is actually a pleasure ladder, 5 rungs on the pleasure ladder. And these rungs on the pleasure ladder, they correspond to the 5 levels of the human soul. On the bottom level is physical pleasures. So that's why if a person eats food and they're getting pleasure from it, they could get stuck there. If they don't have a lot of other pleasures in their lives, they can get stuck on the lowest level. But if once they realize that this world, I was searching for years, what is the purpose of life? And here it is. It's amazing, amazing. The purpose of life is to experience the greatest pleasure possible. That sounds incredible. Like people don't say that, but what I mean by pleasure is something tremendous. And I mean lasting pleasures are the greatest pleasures of all. So as we go up the ladder, we have physical pleasures on the bottom level. Let's say a person they just feel like overeating. If they get in the habit of asking themselves this one question, this is the question: is it my body that's hungry or my soul? That question, it opens up our consciousness. It expands our consciousness. I just came up with this new line last week. It expands our consciousness instead of our waistline. Basically, that's what it does.
That's
because
a good tagline.
yeah, I just thought of that. It's
Wow.
like, this is what it does. It expands our consciousness. So we realize if this world was really made for pleasure, then there's an abundance of pleasure in this world. For instance, like food could have been made colorless, it could have all been gray, and it could have had no aroma, but it was designed to give us pleasure. Beautiful colors and fruit. Fruit are the brightest colors when they're ripe, ready to pick from a tree. They become bright and ready. Up until then, they're not so bright. Don't eat me yet. You can get a stomach ache. But when it becomes bright, then it's ready to be eaten. So food was designed for our pleasure. And so was so many other things in this world. It's just one pleasure of an infinite amount. So if a person feels like overeating and they can, in other words, they've had enough to satisfy their body, but it's a different part of them that is getting them to keep overeating. So they can turn on music, for instance, and start dancing or stretching. They can call someone that's lonely, call or text somebody, and suddenly that desire to keep overeating is no longer there.
Goes away.
And Exactly. It's not just distraction. It's because you're actually nourishing the part of a person that's really hungry. It's the soul that's hungry. So you're giving a different type of pleasure. So, or you could spend time in nature. That's another physical pleasure, that suddenly you open the window, you feel the breeze, and you don't feel like overeating. It's like you're doing something else that's bringing you pleasure. Yeah.
That, you
So that,
know,
go
okay.
ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, I'm just loving everything you're saying, and I didn't really
Oh,
realize
good.
that because you're replacing, like you're saying, you're replacing that pleasure of food, and then you're opening up your. It's kind of like you open your mind to say, there's more to pleasure than just eating. There's so many
Exactly.
other things that you could be doing, besides just the
Exactly.
eating part. Yeah,
E-
wow.
Exactly, because we get stuck in a rut. It's just a bad habit, and here's the thing: we can make new habits so easily if we do them with joy. Like, it's obvious, but there were studies done, research done. It takes like 200 times to repeat something to form a habit, but if you do it with joy, you can, in 10 times you could create a new habit. Just 10 times of doing
Mm.
something joyfully, you can create. It's so much easier to create new habits when we bring more pleasure and do them joyfully. So the second level, the second level is love, but it's not like the kind of love where we're sitting around waiting for someone else to come into our life. It's the love that is an empowering love. We can bring love into our lives whenever we want. How? By appreciating other people. If we value other people, we're bringing love into our life, just like you do. You appreciate so many people, and you spread love all around. That's when, nobody, when a person is bringing love into their life, they don't feel like overeating. They just want to be doing more and more of love, spreading love. So that's the second level. The third level is meaning. When you fill your life with meaningful things and you're doing good, you don't feel like overeating. You just, and it's, each one is a more lasting pleasure. You're bringing more and more lasting pleasure. So the fourth level is creativity. When we
Mm.
do something creative, like a podcast, we are doing something creative. We can, like, we're in a zone, like time passes, we don't even know because we're involved doing something creative. It's so wonderful. And then the highest level is transcendence.
Mm.
Transcendence is when there's no more barriers between people. The illusion of disconnection is dissolved. We feel connected to everybody and everything. So each level up fills us with more connection. The reason, again, why we overeat is because we feel alone, disconnected, and separate, or anxious, bored, all these things. And these are all parts of feeling a disconnection from the rest of the world. So as we connect more and more, we have more lasting pleasure, and this is how we fill ourselves up. And that's how our souls get nourished.
Oh my God. I can talk to you all day, lady. You're just a ball of just energy that, I would like just sitting here just talking to you and just teaching us the different levels and understand that it doesn't have to just stop at that lower level. That's the part that I'm loving. And you're, oh my God, I'm gonna take this. I just learned something, I'm gonna take it right now and just run with that.
Yay!
So
Yay!
wow. So just you being, I want to just get just a little bit feedback from you, because you're a really well established author. And can you give some advice to listeners, what qualities are needed to become an author? If there's listeners already, authors right now, what can help, move them forward?
Yes, when I get a rejection, I right away send it out again. I just keep going. So don't be dismayed by any rejections that you get. Keep going. I try to do it like within a few minutes of getting a rejection in an email. I don't give up. I just send it out to a different publisher. I just keep going. And if, let's say, I've sent it to a whole bunch and it's still rejected, then maybe I'll start to revise it, or I'll send something else. But don't give up. Just keep trying, keep going, and let the momentum, just continue. Yes, yes, exactly.
Just keep it moving. I love it, that keep it moving. Yes.
Yes,
And believing. because you, I mean, just like I said right now, I mean, you probably look at something like, okay, next, and just keep it going. I can see you doing that.
That's what I do. I try not to waste any time. If I have a message that I feel it's important for the world to hear, why should it just sit on my desk? Get it out. I just keep trying different ways to send things out into the world. Exactly.
Well, now I can always tell you can have a lot of superpowers, but what can you say is your number one superpower and why?
Oh, it is soul power. Soul power is our superpower. Everybody's got it. Everybody is a spiritual being with an infinite soul that can do an infinite amount of things in this world. It's unbelievable. So never feel like there's a scarcity. We always have to recognize that this world was made for pleasure. Now, there are people that had abuse and neglect as children. They've gone through trauma in their lives. Their souls are more covered with garbage sometimes than other people. People have been throwing garbage on that beautiful light, on that beautiful diamond. So it's not easy. But the more that we nourish our souls, that's how the light gets through. You can see it. You see a little bud coming up through cement. You can see it out on the sidewalk. It gets through a little hole. That's what we could do. Even those that have suffered from abuse, and I've also written some books to help children prevent abuse in their lives. We just want souls to shine. This is so important. So how do we do that? Sometimes there's emotional blockage. We sometimes therapeutic help is needed to get rid of that emotional blockage, to let your soul shine. But that's really what we're all here for, and we all have that tremendous soul power. It's a superpower.
Yes. Ooh, I feel just chills. Miss Queen, you are so. Oh my God. So okay, I hate to ask this question because you're giving us so many golden nuggets here. But what what kind of last words would you like to leave with the listeners? And please, please tell them where they can contact you.
Oh yeah. Well, all my books are on my Amazon author page. Bracha Goetz, Amazon author page. You could find everything. But here's what I want to say. The name of your show is phenomenal. The Diamond Spotlight, because diamonds become diamonds under pressure, under challenges in life. That's how you become a diamond. So just because if you're going through a challenge in your life, it pain is not the opposite of pleasure. Actually, comfort is the opposite of pleasure. Comfort is an addiction. It's an immediate thing that we do. But real pleasure, sometimes often, can involve pain. We have to go through challenges. Climbing a mountain is a challenge, but it's a pleasure. And giving birth, there's a lot of pain involved, but it's one of the greatest pleasures on earth. So I love that the name of this show is the Diamond Spotlight, and we all have diamonds within us. We have to polish them, and they get polished through the trials that we go through in life. They make us into better people. So that's what we're all here for. And remember, again, if you have an addiction, ask yourself: is it my body that's hungry or my soul? And
Mm,
you will start to feel the abundance in life and enjoy a lot more pleasure. So I hope everybody that's listening is blessed with a joyful life.
mm.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh my God! Is it? Yeah. Oh, it's just I had to bring you back, lady. I had to bring you back. I
Oh,
mean, we had just a short amount of time, just learning you and hearing your energy and just what you believe in. It's just so powerful. Thank you for impacting, people in the world, especially the children. The children really need you. I see that purpose in you that they really need you. And I'm so glad that you were part of their lives. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you for what you're doing, Barbara. I'm so happy. You're doing something so extraordinarily beautiful in this world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I just want to say I wish you continuously, I'm going to say, life success in your life, your personal life, and in your business. Okay.
Amen.
So, and I'm always going to be here for you if you need me for anything else to put out there. If you want to talk about other things, like I said, I'm here for you because we need to keep spotlighting the diamonds. We keep these spotlighting that. So those that are listening, thank you for joining us for another, you see, a wonderful special edition of the Diamond Factor Spotlight interview. And you can join the Facebook community under Diamond Factor LLC Development Within You. And if you wish to be spotlighted, please contact me by messenger under the Facebook page, or you can call me at 262-344-1000. And remember, as we were saying, Rocco was saying, that remember that you have a diamond factor in you. It's your purpose, passion, and drive, because it's so important that you're here in this life. You weren't put on this earth by mistake. You put on this earth for a purpose. So please remember that, and we will see you at the next Diamond Spotlight interview. Thank you. Love you, Bracha, so much. Appreciate
Thank you
you.
so much, Barbara.